we were talking about what world record do you want to make or break? Because a man was just crowned a world record, and it is the most wholesome world record.
Aww.
And I can't wait to actually talk about that in a little bit. So, who has a world record they want to make or break?
Okay, so I used to play lacrosse.
Okay.
I'm actually trying to get back into playing lacrosse because I was goalie. But I always wanted to make a world record of saving like the most lacrosse like saves ever.
Nice. Okay.
In one game?
Yeah.
In one game, or just like as a career total?
Like in one game.
In one game. Okay. Do we know what the world record is for most lacrosse saves? Let's see.
I don't even know.
Let's look it up. World record for lacrosse goals saved.
I feel like we could achieve this goal, Linda.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I see for boys lacrosse records for. Okay, so here we go. NCAA women's lacrosse records, Division 1. It looks like the record is. I don't know if this is for. It might be for one game. Wow, that's insane. The fact that there's this many shots. 244.
I can beat that.
You can beat that?
Yeah.
244?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot of shots to be taken on a goalie at a game, though. Think about that. 244 shots, like in anything, in hockey, soccer, lacrosse.
It just means your team sucks. Like, where's the defense?
That's what I was getting at.
And how many goals did she actually let up? I mean, in theory, you could save it 244 times, but if she let up like 300 goals, who knows?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I remember during one lacrosse game that I had in high school, I had like the most saves for girls for a JV team. It was like 40 or 50.
40, okay. So that's where this drive comes from.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. Assists, saves, players. Oh, no, okay. So 244, where did that number come from?
I think games in total.
Maybe that's the games in total. Yeah. All right, so by game standard, the most amount of saves in NCAA Division 1 for women's was done by what's his name? Shayna Crabtree of Boston University with 39 saves.
Wow.
39 saves in one game. Still, that's a lot of shots to be taken on you. It doesn't say how many goals she let up that day, and that was back in 1997.
Great year. Jurassic
year.
Park 2 came out that year.
That's a great year indeed, just for that reason too. Yes. Yeah, cool. All right, that's actually an achievable goal. I think it depends how much your team sucks. How much your defense sucks. That's really what that math comes down to.
Yeah.
Cool. I dig that. Very cool answer.
I don't know.
I was also a lacrosse player too growing up. I wasn't goalie, but I have a lot of respect for goalies because I would never get in that goal ever. For men's, women's, doesn't matter. Y'all don't wear enough padding to be in that goal at all. Like, nope.
Does NCC have a lacrosse team?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so there you go, Linda.
Yeah.
We have a women's lacrosse team.
Sign up.
Yeah.
Sign up.
Yeah, I saw the boys playing on the football field during the spring. That's when
You like to watch that?
I'm a lacrosse player. Don't make it creepy. I'm a former lacrosse player. I do like watching lacrosse, but don't make it creepy, man. Come on, man. Why creepy?
All right, I got my world record.
Let me hear it.
I want to have the world record for most hours working while actually doing no work. And I think this could be achievable because I've noticed there's, some people I could learn lessons from.
Okay.
Like I could set up an actual fort in the back room and just like set up chairs and take a nap for 4 hours while I'm doing my radio show. I could just whistle and not get any work done. I could just watch YouTube videos and eat McDonald's and make phone calls to, your loved ones. So I feel like this is something that I could learn from my peers and actually figure out how to achieve this goal.
You just gotta put a sign on the door.
Just gotta put a sign on.
Yeah, also have a sign that says, "Do not disturb, I'm sleeping right now."
It's times like these that I wish I had some pew 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 sound effects or shots fired.
Yes. So I want to learn from them because I work really hard here.
Yeah.
And I feel like, working actually makes the day go faster instead of like, watching YouTube videos of 1970s game shows. I'd rather like actually do my job because I feel like that is more important to me and it should be more important to everyone around. But you know what? I'm getting sick and tired of doing it. So I want to learn from these people and I want to just not work and get paid for it. So that's my world record I want to break. Most hours for a week getting paid for not doing any actual work.
Well, just in a week's time?
Yeah, just 1 week.
Just 1 week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then I'd feel bad. Because imagine doing that for 25 years. Like, that would be something. Like, actually working at a place for 25 years and not knowing how to do anything. That would be crazy.
Ooh, baby.
Be the greatest pension collection ever.
Yeah.
I don't remember this job.
Wow. Okay. I don't know how our boss would feel about that, but you know what, Justin, you do you.
Yeah.
How would you record that, honestly, to like document it to Guinness?
I guess I would have to have like a GoPro, sort of like
Just
tape it to
carry
my
it around
head.
with you.
Yeah. You know how the cops have the cam footage? I would just need like the cam footage of me just, watching YouTube videos.
Just take the camera off, put it on the side.
Yeah.
Record.
Yeah.
The poor idiot who has to like watch that and all that footage.
You know what?
2 times speed, 3 times speed, faster.
I do want to combine one other thing from the previous topic.
Okay.
So there was a movie that came out, and it's a great movie. It's called King of Kong, A Fistful of Quarters.
Okay.
And it's all about somebody breaking the world record for Donkey Kong. And it's a real controversial film, but it's actually a really good movie.
Right.
If you have zero interest in video games, if you do not care about Donkey Kong, you will still love this movie because it's just a well-made movie. I showed it to my mom. She thoroughly enjoyed it. So you don't really need to have an interest in that. But there's somebody that needs to watch all these records being broken. So there's this one bum in this video that's like, I have to watch an 8-hour Centipede video. I have world records in my room. He has like 4,000 VHS tapes of people that have sent in world records. So imagine having that job to watch people play a nibbler round for 14 hours straight. And you have to like critique if he actually broke the world record.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, that movie is very controversial. It's about a man named Billy Mitchell.
Yeah.
Who supposedly...
Oh, no, it's not supposedly. He's cheated the system multiple times.
Well, I was going to get to that. He supposedly got the world record, but he actually cheated to do it. And there's been many documentaries now on YouTube that prove how he cheated and like how he did it. And all that
he
stuff.
used an emulator, which he was so adamant throughout this whole movie. He's talking about you have to. If Tiger Woods shoots a 60 and nobody's there to watch it, it's different than doing it at the Masters. And he was so adamant of doing like in-person competition. And then in the movie, when he actually is push comes to shove, and they're like, all right, Billy, I'm here to do the competition. This guy, Steve Wiebe, who's like the hero in the movie, he's like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Yeah. He's the ultimate villain. He's actually my favorite movie character of the last 30 years.
Yeah, and Steve
Billy Mitchell
is actually a legendary gamer.
Yeah.
He's actually legitimate. He's actually been... The records of a lot of games were stolen from him by Billy Mitchell and that other guy. What's Billy Mitchell's friend's
Brian
name?
Koo.
Brian Koo, there he is.
Who's like the most sniveling, like just like...
Who looks like a really bad... Looks like a Walmart version of Ron Jeremy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, so...
There's a lot of shady characters in the video game world.
Yeah, especially in the 80s when things were like... easier.
Yeah, you could just take a picture of something and be like, I have the world record for this.
Yes.
Like, there's nothing to prove it.
Exactly, and that's how it was back in the day. And he's definitely not the king of Kong. So
no, and all of his records were stricken from the Guinness World Record book.
You know,
he had it all there.
He's been trying to sue Guinness, right?
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. He's been trying to sue Guinness. He's been trying to sue all these people that have gone against him and stuff like that, trying to scare them. It's all scare tactics. He has no actual case to stand on.
No,
but it's funny. It's interesting. But all right, going back to our world. I mean, we're still talking about world records here, but going back to what we would want to do for a world record. Justin, that was great. Linda, I loved it.
Thank you.
Who's got another one?
I'll go next.
All right, what do you got?
So, I would love to play instruments for 24 hours.
Just non-stop guitar playing?
Yes, because I play a lot of instruments.
Okay, so would it just be one instrument, or would it be
multiple? I don't know. I play a lot, so I would choose the top 3.
Would you play them at the same time? Because I've seen the one-man band guy. He's got cymbals on his knees. He's got the harmonica. He's doing the guitar all at the same time.
Yeah.
I think that would be kind of neat. What instruments do you play?
I play guitar, drums, piano, saxophone, the flute. I hate the flute.
I hate it, but yet I play it.
I play the bass of the guitar, the electric, both of them.
Okay.
The
Cool.
violin, all that. Like, it's too many too. It's
So
a lot.
So
I try to
how would we do most instruments played, or like, I don't know, like how long is duration of music playing instruments type of deal?
How many instruments can you play all at the same time? I feel like that's what you need to do.
Put strap a flute to her mouth.
Yeah.
Guitar in her hands. She has the drums on her feet. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might as well do 2 at a time because I'm trying to do 2 pianos at the same time. I think it was like a couple of semesters ago.
Okay, I actually know a guy on YouTube. He goes by the name The Do, and The Do has a special guitar that is a double guitar. It is 2 guitars like fused together, and he puts it on one knee and he like puts it on his leg, and he like he doesn't pluck anything, he just like plays hammer-ons. If you don't know what a hammer-on is, that's when you take your finger and you hit the string hard enough so that it makes a sound. So he uses these hammer-on techniques to play both necks at the same time, and it's really incredible to watch.
It's impressive.
Yeah, and then he uses like loop pedals and stuff like that to make like actual songs, and like he can actually replicate songs like that. It's really impressive when he does it.
Speaking of Guinness and music, I remember they used to have a TV show about Guinness.
Yes,
it was on Fox for maybe like a season or 2.
Yep.
And I remember one thing that I'll never forget. This guy had a keyboard set down on the floor, and he had these balls, and he would juggle, and play like, chopsticks, and then he would do like all these songs, and he eventually would have like 15 balls going down on this like specially made keyboard and just be rocking out while juggling. It was freaking awesome, actually.
I remember that guy. I've
seen him on like different shows every now and then. I've seen YouTube videos of him. But yeah, that was such like a mind-blowing thing. That show was great, man. I remember watching that in Ripley's Believe It or Not all the time with Dean Cain. That whack job. He's like completely lost his mind.
Cain.
Yeah, former Superman, now just like super right-wing like psychopath. He's like completely lost his mind.
Moving on. We're not going to go. I hear what you say, but we're going to move on from that real quick. But yeah, okay, cool. So I'm liking these answers of world records, man. I'm really liking this. It's very cool stuff. Okay. So we're going to try to do like the longest dual piano play. How about that? All right, I like that.
Yeah.
AGM, what do you got for me, bud?
A lot of people have been pulled over in this country. I have yet to officially be pulled over, but I've been rolled up on by police.
What?
More than I think anyone could possibly count. I don't know. I really don't know. I like to go to Wantua Park at night. I'll just be sitting there watching the water. Out of nowhere, a spotlight just gets shined on my truck.
Oh, man.
And you feel worse when you get rolled up on as opposed to getting pulled over, because at least pulled over, you're like, uh-oh, he got me. What'd I do? When you're sitting there doing nothing, and all of a sudden there's a giant white light being shined in your your windshield, you feel like, oh no, they were looking for me. So I don't know. In a year, I've been rolled up on at least 16, 17 times.
Oh my God.
Just sitting in the park doing nothing.
I think you might already have the world record for that thing.
my truck, I've come to grips. It looks like a drug dealer's truck. It's got the cargo light's got flames on the back. It's black. The rims are all black. It looks like a BMX bike just on a pickup truck.
My friend who was a drug dealer had this bright orange truck. I'm like, dude, why would you have that and you're selling weed? Like, you're gonna get pulled over. It's so obnoxious and just loud. Like, it's not like a
very smart.
subtle vehicle
Yeah,
that you
not
should
smart
have.
at all, man. Like, nope, that's... Oh, boy,
Stand out.
boy. Yeah, you can't stand out when you're doing that.
It sucks when you get pulled over for no reason.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of times that's happened to me is astonishing as well. I haven't smoked weed in over a decade, and I've been pulled over, and like, your car smells like weed. I'm like, first of all, I'm driving 45 miles per hour. How did you just like distinguish that it was my car that smelled like weed? Second of all, I haven't smoked since 2011.
And
they were just like, well, move it along. I'm like, you're an ass. You're an ass. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry, man. Sometimes they need to hear that too. I'm surprised this wasn't your answer, but my answer for world record is I want the largest Ninja Turtle collection.
Yeah.
I want the absolute largest. I want a whole section of my house dedicated to just Turtles memorabilia, and then I want another section of my house dedicated to Star Wars. Just the largest Star Wars collection and the largest Ninja Turtles collection. Just both of them at the same time.
There was
That's
a
what I
lady.
want.
There was a show on VH1. I forget what the actual show was about. I mean, it was
Hoarders?
like it was like My Obsession or something like that. And there was this girl on it. She was like, I'm the biggest Ninja Turtle fan of all time. I dress up as Michelangelo. I do karate.
Yeah.
And like it was just so clips of her brother like punching her in the face while she's in the Ninja Turtle outfit. So it turns out I feel so bad. It's kind of funny though, but it's like off. It's like my worst nightmare. She had a giant flood in her basement and all of her Ninja Turtle memorabilia destroyed.
No, that wasn't in the episode. I don't remember.
No, it wasn't. It happened like years later. It happened like a few
my
years
God.
ago. Yeah, because I was like, oh my God, I remember this girl. Yeah.
That's so heartbreaking.
It's like that's why you need to not keep that stuff in the basement because that's the one room that's going to flood. I see so many people create their man caves and they have all their video game arcades and all their equipment, in the basement. If any place is going to leak and have a flood, it's going to be there. So,
that's heartbreaking,
Yeah.
man. Oh, I remember that girl too. I remember her dressing around, walking around.
Yeah, she was
she
very
only
into
ate
it.
pizza every
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
She was dedicated to the craft, man.
Yes.
I remember that. That is really heartbreaking to hear.
So
now
you can
sadder.
easily, but now you can overtake her since all of her
Now
stuff.
I can overtake her, but I don't think she was the world record holder, but I'm definitely going to overtake her. But I have the most wholesome world record that has been broken, and actually it's by someone that a lot of people have mixed feelings for.
Ooh, Logan Paul?
No, not Logan Paul.
Jake Paul.
No, it is John Cena.
Who doesn't like John Cena?
John Cena has now entered the Guinness Book of World Records after granting 650 wishes for Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, you always see him do that stuff. I don't know how I feel about this, and obviously that's a good thing to do, but when I feel, and there's this guy on TikTok that I absolutely hate, and it reminds me of what this is happening right now. I feel like if you do charitable works like that, you shouldn't have to like brag about it and be like, I did all of these work. I guess that's I don't know if that's him doing it.
He's not bragging.
Yeah, so I
it's
don't.
other people bragging for
Yes,
him.
and it's Make-A-Wish that I guess has the documents for it. So
Yes.
I'm not going to bash John Cena for this because that's actually a very admirable thing. Most of
Right.
these kids end up passing away, unfortunately. They have terminal illnesses. But when people do charitable works, like I follow this guy on Instagram. His name is Jimmy Darts. And he'll go up to a stranger and be like, I want some ice cream. And then like five people will be like, no, get away from me. And then one person will be like, oh, I'll buy you an ice cream. And then he'll go, oh, here's $500 for getting me an ice cream. And it's just him bragging about all the nice deeds he does. If you're going to do something, you don't need to film it. Just do it. Just do it.
All those people are just like Mr. Beast wannabes.
Yeah. No, he's friends with Mr. Beast.
Yeah, they just copy Mr. Beast.
But
Mr.
even
Beast used to do that stuff.
But it's just like, do something. You don't have to brag about it. Don't go on Facebook like, I gave money to a homeless person. You just do it, and that's what your life is.
Those videos.
Well, right now, Mr. Beast is doing that with another channel of his called Beast Philanthropy, but he's doing that to make money on that channel so he can fund like a food bank that he's running down in North Carolina and stuff like that. So he's promoting all that, and he's like being, blatant about his generosity or whatever. But he's doing it to make money for an organization that he's trying to help people with.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a little different. He started off different, you know what I mean? But like now everyone's trying to copy and mimic that model of content. If you will. Yeah, no, I hear you, man. Honestly, when you do something for charity and for someone out of the kindness of your heart, it means so much more instead of going on Instagram and saying, "Hey, check out this reel, guys! I'm giving this guy $500 because he needs it."
I mean, people will purposely, especially celebrities, they'll fill in paparazzi and be like, "Hey, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be doing this nice charitable work. Get a picture of me." It's just always heartwarming, more so to hear stories. Like I'm not a big Mark Sanchez fan. He was a quarterback for the Jets. He had a few good seasons, but I remember a story came out years after he, retired and did this, but he would visit this one kid in the hospital. He didn't want anybody to know about it. And I think the kid eventually passed away, and the parents were like, we need to let the world know that this guy, did all these nice things. So I find that so much more admirable than somebody just having to, brag about doing it. But John Cena, all the credit to him. I mean, he
John Cena never goes around and brags about it. I will say that. I was never big a fan of his in the ring.
Yeah.
But outside the ring, when he does these things and stuff like that, that. He's not the one bragging about it. It's, WWE doing the publicity for him, trying to make themselves look good because look what one of our guys is doing, and then like. Obviously, he's like, on and off with WWE. He's been doing mostly movies these days. So right now, this is Make a Wish saying, hey, this man has granted 650 wishes when the most underneath him was 200.
Wow. Do you know who that was?
They don't actually say. I'm surprised by that.
I saw Cena do something really cool earlier in the year. When the whole Ukraine stuff was going down, there was a grown-up who had a mental disability, and his mom was like, we need to leave. Like, there's a war that's going to happen. And this kid was like refusing to leave. I don't know what actual issues he was dealing with, but not there. Like, can't speak, like just maybe on some sort of spectrum. I'm not actually sure what the disease or the thing was that he had. So the mom goes, we're going to see John Cena. And the kid's like, all right, let's go. Like, he doesn't say that, but that gets him to leave Ukraine to go to a safe space. I don't know what country they moved to. John Cena heard about this and then visited this kid, spent a day with him.
Oh, man.
And there's video of it. But again, it's just like he filmed it. So, like, it would have been cooler, I feel like.
Did he film it or did someone else film
WWE, I think, filmed it. I don't know.
Okay.
But it's like, I don't know. Just do it.
Yeah.
It's nice. I'm not going to sit here and be like, that's not nice what he did. He still did it.
Right.
But he also needed it to be filmed and let it be known and let it be shared on social media that he did this nice thing. Again, it's still a nice thing that he did.
Yeah.
But also, like, if you just did it and didn't let anybody know, I find that to be, like, so much cooler.
I agree. I totally hear what you're saying. But what's really impressive about his world record is that he's been doing it since 2002. So in a 20-year span, he has granted 650 wishes.
That's insane.
When he first started doing this, he told the foundation that to call me anytime a kid asks for me.
Yeah.
He says, no matter what I'm doing, doesn't matter if I'm like away overseas, I will make time and I will come and I will visit the kid. And that's what he's been doing for 20 years, man.
Did they stop that? Like, is there a certain age? Like, because what if, like, a 25-year-old has, like, a dying...
Well, I mean, it's for the Make-A-Wish, I'm pretty sure, is for the younger kids.
Yeah. They should have something for older people, though.
My friend is a part of Make-A-Wish, and she's, like, my age.
She's, like, a kid that has a terminal disease, you're saying?
She's 20, but she has a terminal disease.
Yeah. So they still let her a part of it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm not sure when the cutoff is, but I feel like everybody, even if you're an old person, they should have something like that for, like, dying old people, too. Like, I want to meet Frank Sinatra. Like, well, he's been dead for a while, honey, but we could get Frank Sinatra Jr. I know he's dead also. We'll get someone. We'll get someone
for the old folks. It'll be okay.
Ladies and gentlemen,
way more fun than a root canal.
Hey, we're setting the bar real low.
Say It's the Nassau Morning Madhouse
On the voice of Nassau Community College,
90.3 WHPC.